Okay.
We're just recording it.
Do I?
We're just gonna record it. It won't-
Okay.
It won't be live.
Any announcements that I've missed or anything? Anybody has extra ones? Okay, if you notice, it's extra bright in here. And I thought this when I walked in, I'm like, wow. And apparently I believe there used to be curtains there, and they are no longer. I don't know if they just took them down, period, or they're gonna paint, or they just didn't want them anymore. I'll have to ask. But I kind of like it bright like this myself. So anyway, we have some ongoing neighborhood concerns. Asked a little question about the Aragona Pembroke Little League parking. We'll hit on that in a little bit. I think Josh might have some information to share on that, maybe. And Jericho updates. We have finished our ad hoc meetings. The recommendation from the committee was that they would like to see the school board donate property to the city for us to use as a park. What happens now is in July, the school board will have a retreat. They are going to discuss it at length. If you look back in April, I thought I had written the date on here, but I did not. But it's one of the school board meetings in, I don't remember if it was April or May now. But Carolyn Weems gave about a 30-minute presentation with a couple of questions on those findings and where we would like to see this go. And they will be discussing it at length at the school board retreat in July. Once they get back in July, she would like to see if they can hold their vote either in August or September to see if the school board is agreeable to let that happen. Now is the time we need to start interacting with school board. If you go to our website, and you can either go under the tab that says Jericho, or you can go under the tab that says Connect to Your Government. And I have a list there. It has everybody's name, what district they're in. Doesn't matter, we want to talk to all of them. It has their email. It has an email where you can just copy and paste, and it'll go to each school board member. And they also have an email in there where it can just go to the general school board email list. You can also call them, and I will make sure I get those phone numbers in this week as well. But need to let them know that you want to see Jericho become a park, and you would like to see them follow through on donating it to the city. We kind of have to get, there's the slightest hitch, of course, is money. They would certainly like to have more money. I'm sure somebody's going to bring up a question that they would like to have a few dollars for the property. There is some discussion between members of school board and some in city council. They are thinking maybe they can work something out to make that happen. And it might hopefully happen with the reversion funds. It's a little above my pay grade on the details, but anyway, the bottom line is they are hoping that they have some arrangements in there. The other part of that little side note there is, in order to, they have to re-subdivide that property, because actually part of Pembroke Elementary was built over the boundary line of the Aragona Elementary. And so the school board would like to retain some of that property. The survey's been done, they just need to re-subdivide it, and to do that, it has to go in front of city council. And also to do that, the building has to be raised, or at least a portion of it, yes, a portion of it where that boundary property line lies. But again, that's where some of this probable discussion on funding will be. And again, there's some ideas out there on how they can work that out. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed, because I know Josh is in there doing his best for us. Amelia is as well. And you know, both of our school board our representatives are working to help us get this property too. So, but it's gonna take a little noise from our side, so we need to get back in there and, you can write, I'll put addresses in there too. If you prefer to write the old fashioned way, it works for me. Smoke signals, I'm sure they'll take those as well. But, you know, let's, and we'll see some more of this, you'll see some more of this posted coming through your emails and all as well. Get in touch with them, make some noise, let them know that, you know, we need this property. We need that property. Any questions or comments?
Just keep in mind, in the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about costs, it's budget dust.
True.
For the whole amount of money that is being handled annually, it's budget dust. So if somebody says that's way too much money, no, it's not.
It's not getting any easier.
But
Funds
still.
are getting scarcer and costs are going up, and it doesn't matter, you know, anything. Everybody's budget is just going up and up and up and up.
Yeah, but
And
in the grand scheme, it's still.
in the grand scheme.
Not, it's a drop in the bucket.
Well, in the grand scheme, you know, money will do the talking and you know what does the walking, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I've got on Jericho, so keep your eyes open, and your ears. Cindy, you have some good information there from the VBCCO. You wanna tell them a little bit about that and pass those out?
Well, I wasn't here at the last meeting.
Come on up to the front, because people were saying they couldn't hear you, or hear people in the back on the camera unless they were up near the front.
Okay. Well, you know Rick, whoops. Okay, well, you know Rick and what he has to say about a lot of things at the VBCCO. Well, this was a meeting that they had open to everyone in Virginia Beach that wanted to attend. You just had to register online. And it was just a little bit of information about, oh, did I go away? Some buzzwords that can happen for subdevelopments of neighborhoods, rezoning, reduction of on-site parking requirements, the buzzword affordable housing, and
Missing middle.
yes. So there's been a school overcrowding, higher housing density, a lack of property. So we need to make sure that others can have affordable housing. So one of the buzzwords that I've been living here since 1987. Sorry, I never became a member, but my husband and I were active duty, and we really didn't have much to say because we were not voters of Virginia. So we didn't, until we retired, got involved in voting. And then now we've learned a lot more about Aragona. We would have moved if we had known, some of the things we know now. But now we've added on to our home. We've been here, and it looks like we'll probably die in the house unless somebody tells us we got to move, an eminent domain. But anyway, I've written to the mayor. He has not reapplied to me, and my city representative. I've also asked her about what is the planning commission's idea in the future for Aragona Village. Do they want to bulldoze it down for affordable housing? Because my understanding is that, according to certain people, that they want to make Virginia Beach, especially town center, like New York City. So they have named Central Park down there, that little park area, Central Park. So, yeah. So anyway, just words of thought. We may not be here. We may be all gone by the time this happens. But anyway, just, again, get out there, and if you want to keep your home and you want your neighborhood to stay nice, and I understand there's also a lot of rental properties here in Aragona.
Aragona does have a high percentage of rentals. Yeah. It does. Some people buy and then they don't want to let it go, so they also inherit them, and sometimes. So it's a little mixture of.
Yeah, we still have some empty houses in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Haven't settled. But that's That's it.
Okay, well, thank you, Cindy, for keeping us informed. There we go. Thank you. All right. BBCCO meets when? On the Thursday? Which Thursday?
It's, well, yeah, it's a week from this coming Wednesday.
So they meet on
It's like the third Wednesday of each
Thursday
month.
of the month.
Yeah.
Okay.
New, different location. We've been at the Bow Creek Rec Center, but now the Bow Creek has the summer programs. We're going to be over at the fire station near Virginia Beach General, or Centera Virginia Beach General, whatever they're calling it this week, over there by First Colonial. I
Okay.
can't think of the fire station number, but it's like the only fire station in that area
Okay.
over there. Same time, different location. And then back in the fall, we're back at Bow Creek.
Okay. All right. So probably the best way to make sure you know which place they're going to meet is to go to their website. which is
bbcco.org. Com.
Org.
Is it org? You sure it's org?
Okay, bbcco.org. Will give you all their information.
Everything I just mentioned is on there, and more.
And more.
And more.
And Rick is doing a very good job of trying to revitalizing that, so give him my hats off, my tip to him. Okay, any other questions or comments so
It is
far?
org. Silly me.
We can keep rolling right along. If you have not registered to vote, and you need to register, I will have these at every meeting. I'll have them at 4th of July too. These are, because I got certified to do this. I have voter applications. So if you have not registered and you need an application that you want to take down there and hand in, come and see me. And if it's not at a meeting, just, and you can't get down there just to the elections office, just give me a call. Send me an email, you know, hey Lorraine, can I swing by and grab a application so I can vote? And we'll happily do that. About 5,500 people average in Aragona are registered to vote, and about 20% of those vote. So that's painful. That's painful, especially when we are asking for lots of stuff for the city. So get out and vote. Your vote does count.
At least register to vote.
We decided at one of our prior board meetings that we want to do some stuff with our neighborhood this year, which will include our 4th of July parade and celebration. We're hoping to do some Thanksgiving, at least several Thanksgiving baskets just for people in our neighborhood who might need an extra hand. Meet and greets with our city officials, first responders. We have been working on that one. I have been really wanting to get the mounted police in here because everybody loves the horses. And they've had a busy schedule. We're down about 80 officers. They have not been able to do as much social interaction as they would like to. So we're hoping that the fall will look a little bit better for them. And if for some reason that doesn't happen, we will find other first responders, and like I said, we've already got one of our officials in here tonight, so anyway, we'll make it happen. We plan on making it happen. We're also looking at Halloween and Christmas yard decorating contest. That was popular last year, inaugural, and so get involved, join us, come out, meet and greet. We don't fight, we're really good people, and we just want to do good and fun stuff for our neighbors here in Aragona. 4th of July, unfortunately, Dawn and Mike, they had a family emergency as they were en route and had to turn around and go back, but I will tell you what we have got going so far for 4th of July that I remember because I didn't bring my notes. We had a meeting the other day. We're gonna have our parade. Our parade will start at 10:30 this year versus a little earlier last year. We will meet up at Aragona Circle and we will come down Aragona Boulevard to the parking lot here. Our sheriff's department will be escorting us again this year. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Rocky. Big shout out. And your lieutenant, first lieutenant there, Nick. Can't think of the last name, but off the top of my head, I can't turn my phone because I'll probably turn off the recording there. Still much smarter than I am, the phone. But they are graciously going to work with us again this year. We will have refreshments, probably some good old birdies and doggies after the parade. There'll be fun stuff for kids. There will, I believe, I understand there might be a dunk tank there. So y'all will get to take a shot. Come out, bring your bills, Everybody that's been wanting to, would love to do that, bring it, because I will volunteer for the dunk tank and y'all can come and get your shot in. And I'm gonna say, batter, can't throw the ball.
The first will be in the tank that we can go.
Huh? You said you're gonna volunteer, is right, Joyce?
No, I said, I thought Josh left, I thought he was volunteering.
Josh? We might be able to talk Josh into it, I don't know. At least-
I was in a tank last year. It's okay. I'm happy to do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
y'all heard that.
That's fine.
Y'all heard our
Just got
councilman there. He
timing,
might,
that's all we gotta worry about.
he might take a
I'm
few
happy
minutes
to-
at the dunk tank there for us. That'd be really cool. But it's gonna be, we'll have a kids table too. If you get your dues paid by the end of the day on July 4th, on July 5th, we're gonna have a basket. We'll have a nice little raffle basket for that. So if you have paid your dues starting this year and get it in before the 4th of July, you will be entered in that drawing for a raffle basket. And it should be cool. We'll have nice prizes and drawings. It'll be a fun time. So come out and get to know your neighborhood. If you would like to work the event, if you would like to volunteer to help us out with prizes. Dawn had mentioned that we are going to try to have a cakewalk if we get enough people, like you did in the PTA. You go around the circle and you get to land on a cake. You get to take it home with you. So hopefully we'll get some participants with that. If you have a business, we would love to have you sponsor. It's $150 for sponsorship. You will have your name emblazoned out there. You get to set up a table if you would like. Please feel free to give me a call or give Dawn a call to, or send a message to sign up for that. And again, if you would like to help with setup or take down that day, there's things to work out at the event, or if you just want to do some pre-planning, maybe you know somebody who would like to donate a couple of gift certificates for something. We're going to meet via Zoom. We're going to meet Wednesday, the 11th, the 18th, the 25th, and July 2nd at 5:30. So if you can make it at that time, please do. If you can't, like I said, send me a message, give me a call, and we'll work it out. We'll work it in there. And we will also have meetings on the June 21st and the 28th on Saturday at 11. And that would be for, you know, somebody who can't make it during the week, because I know some people work. So, again, if none of those times works for you, just let us know. We'll make you happen.
Lorraine,
Yes,
can you say those dates again, please?
I will. We're gonna meet via Zoom, 5:30, June 11th, 18th, 25th, and July 2nd. And then on Saturday, the 21st and the 28th at 11 a.m.
And that's via Zoom as well?
Duet?
That's via Zoom as well?
Yes. If we feel we need to have one in person, we will, and that might probably be during like that last week before. So, but again, if you're interested, let me know. We'll make sure you get a copy of the Zoom link so you can join in with us. Any other questions, concerns, updates? Nothing? All right. For those, like I said, I know we're a little slim tonight, but unfortunately some things came up for people, and we just understand. All right, so I've got one, Don, is that, I need Ken and I need Donna up here, and, we will have to install the other officers sometime either before the next meeting or at the next meeting. We'll make sure that, they get installed. So I can get Ken and I can get Donna up here, and I will get Josh up here. And everybody, this is our District 9, you know, don't forget Aragona is split, we are District 4, we are District 9, and, Josh represents us in District 9. And, we will.
Where do you want us?
I guess over here, we've got a little bit of room. That works. All of you, you're installing us.
Oh, what do I do? I
State your name. I state your name. Liberty and fraternity for all.
Okay, oh wow, this is quite an honor and a pleasure, and thank you very much for this. Number one, thank you all for volunteering for your neighborhood, as you've done for decades. And the neighborhood would be the same without your contributions to it, and including the people that aren't here, but especially y'all, so thank you very much. So do I start with the Madam President? Is that okay?
That works for me.
Okay, and did I miss an email about anything I was supposed to say with like sparkly sentences or anything like that?
Just as long as it's polite and nice, I'm good with that. Donna is
Yeah,
our
yeah.
treasurer, Jen
So-
is our media secretary.
Okay, so Lorraine,
Yes.
are you prepared and willing to continue in your tradition of awesomeness? To serve your neighborhood with unfettered conviction,
I certainly am.
and to call me up at least once or twice a week.
Absolutely.
And will you faithfully engage in your duties as president?
I will.
All right. Well, I look forward to working with you.
Awesome.
And continuing
Thank you.
to do so. So thank you very much. And Donna, and you are treasurer. Yes. Treasurer. Very important job. So, Donna, do you, in all your powers as treasurer, to accept the responsibilities of making sure that you remain fiscally sound as a civic league, that you report regularly and accurately the state of affairs of the organization, and that you have fun while you're doing it?
I do.
All right, very good. And Ken, media?
Theoretically,
All right.
except for when it doesn't work.
So, again, despite technical challenges and things that are beyond our control, and you, and with all of your talents and your kindness and welcoming just personality that I know you have, do you pledge to continue in your role as media guru for the Civic League and to make sure that everybody stays informed with what's going on in your neighborhood?
I certainly do. Right, a magic word, when that comes out, you went 100 price.
All right. Well, in all of my, I guess, powers and authority, which I have none, I congratulate you, and really, I just thank you for all the time, effort, and energy you give to other people. So thank you.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Let me, all right, let me see if I can, we'll take a picture of it.
Off the cuff. Good job. Oh,
Yes, we're gonna take a picture.
maybe. Paparazzi's here. Put the George Clooney filter on there for me, okay? Or Clark Gable or Rock Hudson, I don't care,
I
whatever.
want to turn around, or did I?
Well,
Oh, wait.
I think it's.
I can sure take this my camera better.
Yeah, just hit the big white button. And you can also take one with yours if you like and send it to me. Did you want to take one with yours too?
No.
Would you mind?
Okay,
Would you
got
mind
it.
if I got one of mine? Do you care if I post it?
Oh, no, please, please.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yay.
I understand this. All right, we're ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can't sit there yet, Jonathan. It's your turn.
Oh, it's me? No?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
you.
okay.
Just when
We're
you thought it
installed,
was-
you're on.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Jaws too. You never turn your back in the ocean, right?
Yeah, amen.
And now I'm going to turn the mic over to Josh Schulman. While we have him here, he has volunteered to take some questions and comments. I did already receive some and pass along to him. So anyway, have it.
Thank you. Thanks, Lori. Hi, everybody. I think I know everybody here. I've been here before. A special hello to you, because I see you, speaking of which, once or twice a week at the hardware store, because I got two left hands.
Oh,
So, just like any good, husband or whatever, I come visit you, and I think I buy things that I need, and then I come back because I didn't. So, what's your name?
Mary Ann Hitchings.
Marianne, nice to see you. Thank you so much for always being so kind when I come in. So, I'm giving my girls gumballs.
she's awesome.
So anyway, I'm Josh Schulman. I serve as your District 9 City Council person. District 9 starts north of Wichita Road for the most part. But the way I view things is I'm here to represent the entire neighborhood. And although my colleague has part of the neighborhood in her district, if I get a phone call from somebody in your neighborhood, I'm either going to take on the issue myself, or if she needs help, I'm happy to help her. So we tag team pretty well. We've known each other for many years. So I have been so fortunate to be working with somebody like Lorraine over the last 2.5 years. This is my first term, and like I said just a few moments ago, y'all are very lucky to have Lorraine, because your neighborhood is a very special one, and it's an older one, and there are things that we need to pay attention to that we've neglected in your neighborhood for decades. But I can tell you firsthand that if you didn't have somebody like Lorraine fighting for you, your neighborhood would look a whole lot different than it does today. So I just I want to give kudos where kudos are due, and we really do. We talk to one another. We try to talk to one another once or twice a week, and and I say to you all the time, like, if you read something in the paper, if you hear something on the street or see it on social media and you're scratching your head, or if it doesn't make sense, or if you got questions over it, that's what I'm here for. Because there's always more to it than what a newspaper reporter chooses to print a headline, how much space they have on a page, and how quick a subject matter expert they can be over sometimes really complicated things. So if any of you ever have questions, if any of you ever have a moment where you're scratching your head reading the paper and things don't make sense for some reason, I welcome anybody to give me a call. I don't care what district you're from. I'm happy to answer and do my best to address whatever concerns you have. So over the last couple of years, I've been working with Lorraine on traffic and traffic and parking issues, and some of the challenging properties that we have. Steve, I keep trying. We have those that are just difficult, and I just want you to know that I don't forget about those situations, and sometimes those kinds of things take time. In this case, there's an individual who has been I guess really successful trying to evade the process, and it's not right, and I'm sorry. So I'll just put it to you that way. But I'm trying for you, and I'll keep trying for you. And that's another one, that example that's not in my council district, but because during my campaign I met Steve, and he and I connected over his issues, and his issues are important to me. So I'm an unapologetic champion and supporter of y'all finally having a park after 60 years plus. So, and I am also somebody who has worked, sometimes the most important work you do is kind of in between the meetings and behind the scenes, and I will just say that I've tried to be creative and collaborative when it comes to finding a way to make sure that that property is restricted. So, I mean, if the schools are willing to donate the property to the city, I want to make sure there's strings tied to that transfer of the real estate, so that a future council can't somehow change course. So
That's important.
So I want to make sure that in any deed of transfer of that property to the city council, that that deed, that the use of the property be restricted to park use or open space. And if there were ever anything ever different, that it would go back to the school board. I don't know that that's necessarily, you know, but that's I think that that's the best way to kind of at least put us in a position where we're incentivized not to do anything that the neighborhood doesn't support with that property. As far as finding the money to demolish the building, as Lorraine mentioned, that's been something that we've been talking about during the ad hoc committee, and an idea struck me, and I've been talking with school board members, and really right now it's on the school board to decide, you know, what they want to do with the property. It's their property. But once it comes to us, I want to make sure the school board knows that we're supportive of the way that we've tried to strategize how to fund demolishing the building, re-subdividing the property, and making sure that the use stays with either open space or park use. And I've been successful in the conversations I've had. I'm optimistic. I really am. I thought our last meeting in particular with the ad hoc committee went really well. I mean, especially because all the administration were there, and the people that were going to have any heartburn over that type of thing. I think
they took a lot of chumps that day.
yeah, I mean, no, but you know, I think just the vibe in the room, to be honest with you, for, you know, the lack of a better way of saying it, was good. And they've got other opportunities in other places of the city that haven't seen, you know, the inattention that y'all have seen over the last several decades. So, and that is sensitive to me. And I mean, it's such a wonderful and perfect story to tell. You know, we did a parks need analysis, and you know, there's heat maps all over. There's a heat map in red spots all over the city where, you know, that identify communities or parts of our neighborhoods in our community that are not served by park assets. And there's a big old red dot sitting right over Aragona. So I mean, if you need a story to tell, we're situated in an older part of town that was built before we had a city policy that everybody needs to be within walking distance to a park when a new subdivision comes online. Y'all were built around, right, your older neighborhood, the oldest neighborhood, and you've got a lot of people that cut through your neighborhood. So I don't think it's too much to ask for y'all to have a space to call your own. I really don't. And you know, Ken, you had mentioned dollars and cents and budget dust. It's true, whatever cost of the property, I mean, thankfully, God willing, I don't know, I'll find some wood, there we go, it'll be zero. But because of this property and its location and the amount of people that it would serve, it's not just a neighborhood park where you would put a swing set and a picnic table and maybe, you know, a covered area and call it good. You know, the type of park that could go here could and should be something more than that. And it really should be something more than that, because it would serve your entire neighborhood, which is a large neighborhood in the surrounding area as well. And that's a significant investment. So if we, the city, take on that property, you know, whether it's today or tomorrow or 5 years from now or whatever it is, we kind of, there's that public expectation created in well, you're going to do something with it now. And then once you do something with it, you got to maintain it forever. So parks of this magnitude are in the millions of dollars, you know, north of $10 million. And then the cost to maintain it forever is obviously infinite. So, so that's why we tried to kind of strategize a way for the schools to get the property hopefully to us for zero, because we're going to have to end up spending money on it later, and I didn't want actually getting the property and tying it up with restrictions to get in the way of anything like that. So anyway, I'm optimistic, and I think your support will be critical, and I think you talking to your school board members, all the school board members, making sure your community cares about it, making sure your neighborhood cares about it and knows about it, is going to be really important, because again, it's a really good story to tell, and I'm happy to tell it with you. So the parade, your first annual, I helped with public safety there with Rocky, and Rocky used to sit to my left on the council, and now he's a sheriff, and he's a pretty darn good sheriff, I gotta tell you. And he was meant for that job, and he's a good man, and I enjoyed sitting next to him on the council because he's got a good disposition and humor, but he's there. He was there for us last year when I asked, and then he's there for us this year too. So that's great. And you're right. We are 80 officers down. We also lost half our recruiting class, and that is directly attributable to the 2 officers that were killed recently. We have a young police force. You know, if Officer Schoenbach was here, he wouldn't tell you as much himself, but I'm here to tell you that if you see a police officer, go shake their hand and say thank you. In my 2.5 years of serving so far, I can tell you that I had an appreciation for public safety, but boy do I now have an appreciation for public safety, especially after riding with the 3rd Precinct on Friday the 13th for the evening shift. You know, talking to them about some of the scary things they see that you know, just don't kind of make it see the light of day because they're on top of things. And for anybody who runs toward danger while everybody else is running away, I think there isn't anything we can't do for them to make their job easier. Things that are important to me are crosswalks and sidewalks and neighborhood speeding and traffic, and you know, things that make impact our daily lives, that you wake up and go to sleep with and come home and go to work with every day, where you've got kids who, you know, you can't play in the yard because you're scared of speeding. I've got 3 kids myself, and they're young girls, and I think everybody deserves a safe way to ride their bike and walk to school. We'll have 5 new crosswalks on Independence due to federal funding and my support. And those are the things that are important to me. I mean, sure, there's big picture stuff, and you know, we all do that together on the council, but the infrastructure projects and the infrastructure that we have been sorely lacking in this side of town. I don't care if it's 4 or 9 or 1 or 7, any of the council districts. Anybody, our older part of town is lacking in terms of infrastructure reinvestment. We need to fix that. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. But what I do want to do, and I know I've talked for a couple of minutes, but I want to open it up to any of you. If you have any questions for me whatsoever, I'm happy to take them. I keep in touch with Rick regularly. I hope he lets you know as much, because I talk to him probably once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I am not okay with bulldozing your neighborhood. That ain't gonna happen. I don't think realistically anybody on the council or the planning department wants that to happen either. But I sure don't. And I think it's inappropriate. I think land use issues tend to be emotional ones, because that's your life's investment, and that's your everyday, and that's your family, and it's your neighbors and what you're familiar with. I totally get that. But there isn't an ounce in my body, and you know, and yeah, it's confusing. Your neighborhood split into 2, and yeah, it's raining. I guess benefit of the new windows, we can tell when it's like a raging torrential rain outside. But I don't want that. Benefit of having 2 council people in your neighborhood, yeah, it might be confusing, but you got outside voice, you got 2 of us, right? And I hope that I can honestly just kind of throw it up there for you to, have I never not called you back or done anything that, you know, I mean,
You've always been there.
so, and I'm gonna keep doing that. Because I'm lucky to have the job, and people, when you have this kind of job, people kind of make assumptions about who they think you are, and like what motivates you, and how deep my pockets are with, you know, all the, you know, everything going on. I did this job because I love this city. I fell in love with this part of town. I came from another part of, I came from the Midwest, and I didn't have, I mean, the economy was horrible. I came here, thank goodness I had opportunity. What an amazing place to live, and then feel like you're on vacation at the same time. And then we're as big of a city as we are, we're a small community. So if you really want to have an impact, you can. And all you gotta do is keep showing up and put in the effort. So, anyway, that's what motivates me. Doing the right thing, I guess, doing the right thing by other people. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them. Nope. All right.
How could
Yes,
you
ma'am.
follow that?
I have one. I had asked years and years ago when they first rebuilt the park right over here, if they could put a crosswalk. And we were told that there could not be a crosswalk because there's not a curb
Sidewalks.
on each side. However, there's a crosswalk that goes across Sullivan at Holiday, and there are no curbs, no sidewalks.
Awesome. Let's take some pictures so I can throw it right back at them and let them know that there's some inconsistency with the answers. And I mean, I can't guarantee I can get something done, but I can try.
I mean, there's a lot of people that cross,
Oh, I know.
usually around Jericho.
I do. I drive by your neighborhood. I drive through your neighborhood probably, I would say, I try to do it like once every 2 days, just to kind of take a look around. And I'm not speeding, and I'm not doing it for cut through traffic purposes. So just asterisk.
You'll get those pictures too.
So no, I see what's going on. I like to keep an eye on things. So, but yeah, no, let's work on that together. Okay. Anybody else? Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'll take this back here. I'm good, thank you though. All right, do we have any other questions, comments? Do we have any 50-50? Not tonight? Okay, well, without anything else, then thank you for coming, and we will see you at 4th of July. Don't forget there's no meeting in July, but hopefully we'll see you at the parade, at the festivities, and then we will see you at the August meeting. Okay, we are adjourned.